The quest for a new attorney general continues. President Trump is mad about the reflecting pool again. And if you're in search of a new project, try befriending a crow. That's some of what we'll get to on The 7 from The Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Tuesday, August 4th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Number 1. Todd Blanche faces a key vote today in his bid to become Attorney General. It has been a rocky road, but Blanche is back on track to be the nation's next top lawyer. 2 Republican senators, John Cornyn and Tom Tillis, who had threatened to vote against his nomination, said now they will support him. So, what changed their minds? It has to do with President Donald Trump's controversial deal he made with the IRS. That would have created a $1.8 billion payout fund for people who claimed they were victims of political prosecutions. Yesterday, Blanche said he was formally eliminating the administration's proposal for that fund. If Blanche wins the support he needs in a committee vote today, Republican leaders are hoping for a full confirmation vote in the Senate this week. The status of the Iran war remains in limbo. That's number 2. Over the weekend, President Trump made it sound as if some progress had been made toward resolving the war with Iran. He said he decided to pause strikes to hold negotiations that, in his telling, were supposed to get underway yesterday afternoon. But it's unclear whether or not talks are actually happening. Trump said this yesterday in the Oval Office.
It's an amazing thing. We have a little problem with Iran because we have many talks and we'll say we have or we don't have. We're straight about it. But they deny, but they're not denying it now. They just put out a statement not denying it.
Asked where that statement could be found, a White House spokesperson referred the Post back to the president's remarks, and officials in Iran denied what Trump said. This is not the first time that the two sides have offered differing versions of reality. According to Tehran, there have been no direct negotiations with the U.S. since April, but both sides concede that messages have been passed through regional mediators. Number 3. Trump is lashing out after his claims of vandalism at the reflecting pool crumbled. In May, Trump promised to fix the leaks and other problems that have long plagued one of D.C.'s most recognizable landmarks. But days after the renovation was completed, chunks of the pool's new liner, tinted American flag blue, littered the surface, and algae blooms clouded the water. Since then, the administration's response has been to blame vandals for the damage, but that has morphed into a political headache. The president is furious at Jeanine Pirro, the U.S. attorney for D.C., for dropping vandalism charges against 4 people in recent days. In a court filing on Friday, prosecutors blamed the damage on flawed installation work rather than vandalism. Here's Trump speaking to reporters about Pirro in the Oval Office yesterday.
And I was disappointed with Jeanine Pirro, really disappointed with Jeanine Pirro. She folded like an umbrella. And people get away with things, and it's a disgrace.
Trump also lashed out at Pirro on social media and, according to a White House official, delivered a very pointed message in a phone call on Saturday. Voters head to the polls in 5 states today. That's our 4th story. It's primary election day in Kansas, Missouri, Virginia, Washington, and Michigan. In Michigan, Representative Haley Stevens is facing off against a progressive challenger, Abdul El-Sayed, in a race to become the Democratic nominee for Senate. Michigan will be critical to determining which party will control the Senate next year. But this matchup is also a fight for the future of the Democratic Party. The party's establishment backs Stevens, and its left wing supports El-Sayed. The candidates went head-to-head in a debate on Fox 2 Detroit last week. El-Sayed pitched himself as a candidate free from the influence of corporate donors.
So it starts with being able to say, I'm the only candidate in this race who doesn't take any money from corporations. Never have, never will. And then from there, I actually can stand up to them. I can do things like enforce our antitrust policies that haven't been enforced. I can do things like tax billionaires their wealth so we could take that money and invest it in you and your kids, in your schools. I can do things like make sure that rather than sending your money somewhere else to drop bombs on other people and their kids, we can keep that money here at home.
Stevens, meanwhile, pitched herself as the only candidate who could beat Republican Mike Rogers, a former U.S. representative.
So when Donald Trump and Mike Rogers go to lick the bootstraps of China and start a trade war with Canada, screwing us over and selling us down the river, I will be standing up for us.
Check back in with the Post's app or homepage later this evening for live results from all today's races. Number 5. 2 people have died in connection with the cyclospora outbreak in Michigan. Yesterday, state health authorities announced the first deaths reported in a multi-state outbreak linked to iceberg lettuce from central Mexico. Michigan has reported more than 11,000 cases and nearly 200 hospitalizations. The 2 people who died were reported to have had significant underlying health conditions which may have been affected by intestinal illness and dehydration. The cyclospora parasite usually causes frequent bowel movements and watery diarrhea. But Michigan's health department stressed that deaths from cyclosporiasis are uncommon in the U.S. Stopping or reducing alcohol intake is good for your brain. That's number 6. If you're a drinker, here's the bad news first. Research shows that over time, alcohol can change the brain, leading to decreases in gray matter volume. Drinking may worsen feelings of depression, disrupt sleep, and increase the risk of dementia and other health problems. But the good news is that the brain can recover if you cut back. A 2024 review of 16 studies found that people with alcohol use disorder who abstained from alcohol experienced a recovery in many of their cognitive functions. Other research shows that reducing or cutting out alcohol can help recover lost brain volume. If this has you thinking, maybe I should cut down a bit, we have tips for how to get started in today's 7 newsletter. And at number 7, if you really want to, you can befriend a crow. Post reporter Caitlin Gibson had been trying for years to secure a corvid companion before she finally succeeded. Lured by nuts and apples, a fish crow learned to perch outside her dining room window and peer inside whenever he wanted a snack. Caitlin named him Cormac. Here he is saying hello. Caitlin is not the only person keen for a crow friend. Corvids are having something of a moment on TikTok right now. People in the Crow Talk community are sharing videos of their own crow relationships. This is not a new trend, though. Corvid-human relations date back to the dawn of humanity itself. Crows and ravens would frequently lurk near early humans, recognizing them as a useful source of food to scavenge. Our 2 species have directly influenced one another ever since. If you'd like to try and secure a crow friend, perhaps to fill the time you used to spend drinking, we also have tips for how to do that in our newsletter today. All right, you're all caught up. The Washington Post is having a summer sale. Right now, you can get a premium subscription to the Post for just $3 every 4 weeks. Only premium subscribers get 3 extra accounts to share with friends, family, or crow companions. You also get special discounts and experiences from our partners. After your first year, the subscription renews at $19 every 4 weeks. You can cancel anytime. Go to WashingtonPost.com/subscribe and get premium access to the Washington Post today. That's WashingtonPost.com/subscribe. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'll meet you back here tomorrow.